as soon as possible. So thank you for that. Well, my question is, so this build is has only the functionality that was delivered in iOS build as well, right? So it doesn't have the functionality that we built in this sprint. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah, that was the plan. All right, so let's start with the review.
Okay. Alipan, are you ready? Okay.
So I'm starting the review. PEMOB-1093. That is task, I think. I'm going for moving to 1092. Progress of the downloading should be same needed in lesson view. So as of the new build, new design, we have taken this design with now. So there will be no icon in the unit view. Only lesson inside the lesson view only we can find the cloud icon.
Okay, are you going to give me a demo?
Yeah, sure.
Both.
So before we had a cloud icon in the lesson here. So now we have taken this and it will be in the inside lesson view.
So there's no cloud icon in the...
Yes. So there is only one cloud icon here.
Okay, but the design was that the cloud icon are everywhere.
No, Nathan has updated it. You can check the Zeppelin latest.
Maybe you can show it now.
No. So, okay, so previously when we started working on that, there were no cloud icons in the design?
So previously we had cloud icon here, but before what
we updated this on Friday, the last Friday.
But how come? And why did he do that? Oh dear. Okay, all right, that's the, well, okay, that wasn't consulted with me at all.
That's not open that.
It's in Slack as well, no?
Yeah.
That's fine. I can see the design. No issues. I discussed it with him, yeah, and I did not accept it. So I'm wondering why he did that. Anyway, okay, all right. I understand your point. I accept it. It's definitely not your issue, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
1055. Unable to see the video to the display position on full screen mode. This is applicable only on the full screen mode of video playing.
Okay.
It's
Just a minute, I will give the demo.
Okay, please do.
What is the US device?
I'm making it landscape mode. Before this print, it was like this. When I'm dragging it to the current position, it will not take me to the current position. Rather, it will be place me an inch before the desired position or after the desired position. And now it is correctly in the desired position.
Okay.
I'm touching the current position and it is standing in the same point where I'm touching here.
Okay, and when you enable the transcript, is anything happening? Yeah.
It will be correctly updated. The transcript will be updated according to the video playing.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
This call to action do not disappear in certain scenarios. I have checked in as a form of regression and I am not able to get this. So all the time I'm unlocking it. Currently the call to action is disappearing now.
You mean 1032?
Yes.
Yeah, 1032. 1094 is,
I can confirm that from my end as well. Everything is working perfectly. Yeah.
1087 was not handled, was not given to testing by this time.
I think it was fixed in Android, right?
Yes, in Android it's fixed, but iOS, I asked Arik regarding it. I didn't get any reply from Arik.
Okay.
I'm
Maybe
in touch with Arik. He is going to build. I asked him to first finish with the thing that he is working on right now, that is related to drag and drop activities, and he is going to get back to you as soon as he is done with that one. And he is going to build it himself. He needs to test it from his end.
Okay.
Okay. So can we assign that issue to Arik David instead?
No, because when he is done with the testing, he's going to pass it on to Maha. So I would keep it with Maha, but Arik is going to just test it and see if he is doing everything right on his end. But this is still, the handling is still going to be on Maha's side. So let's leave it as is.
Okay then.
Moving to PEMOB-1090, update testing and help. Before I was in small case and now it has been moved to uppercase.
Okay.
Then 1059 on giving the same username and password field, it is not allowing to create the account. So we discussed it and RAM has switched off everything. It's working as perfect. So here the first name. I'm giving the username as password here. So I should be given one uppercase or one symbol I should use. So I'm using T as caps here. 140. So see, my username and password both are same. So it throws an error that the password must wait 30 character long with one name, single character, and cannot contain blank space, your name or your name. So if I change it into something else, the password error, validation error will be going. Okay, David?
Yes. Let me see that. Let me just confirm this. Okay. Give me a sec.
Yeah, sure.
The problem is that. Could you show me the error mistake, the error label? Please remove the add symbol. Yeah. And now let's move on. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that it says that it cannot contain blank spaces, your name or your username.
Yes.
It doesn't say that it cannot be the same. It shouldn't contain. So if it's test PY40 and you add an at, it still should not accept it. Do you know what I mean? Because it contains the username.
Actually, cannot contain username or blank space. So username test.40, the same test.40 is here. So if I additionally keep and the Amazon will so so this contains first that so David is saying that there shouldn't be username the same username. It should not contain the username.
That's David, but this is how the validation has been done in the backend. So we just copied same validation over to here.
I'm sorry, Azul, could you repeat because I couldn't understand you.
David, this is how the validation in backend has been done. So we've just mimicked the same thing over here.
No, because I can see that PEP will not allow it. Let's see it.
Okay. No, we can just see whether we can create an account and show you. Yeah. We'll try it.
Let me show it to you. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. So let me use test PY40. Okay. Okay, this one exists. All right. So if I do test PY40. Oh no, 41. Oh, it did. Excellent. Weird, at least. Because it contains my first name and it contains my username and PEP still accepts it. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Let me create an account like that. Let's see if it works fine. No, it is. You can see it does not allow me to create an account. It is objecting to this password.
You can add some special character or something at the end of the password and try creating.
If I change it to this one, it is still not going to allow me to create such an account. Oh no! Wait. No, it doesn't allow me to create the account. But if I change the password to say,
Just you can give a name different from username.
pardon?
Can you give the name and username different?
You mean first name and username, right?
Yeah, you can change the first name to something proper.
And I'm going to put this one. It still does not allow me to create such an account.
Now can you add a special character?
I can't hear you.
Can you add a special character now in the password?
Sure, of course. Okay. Again, the same story. And now let me change it to something else. and I could create the account. You see, because the problem was that it contained my username, right? It wasn't exactly the same. It just contained it. That's why, and the error label that we are displaying says that it shouldn't contain, right? So it doesn't need to be equal. It just contains this one, and it should automatically reject it.
Okay, can you just see your screen once?
Pardon?
We'll just try creating an account and show you that.
Well, I've just created an account. You could see that I couldn't create it.
No, we'll just show it from our app.
Okay.
So we have the names already entered.
Okay, guys. I'm not saying that you cannot create it in backend. I'm not saying that. Well, maybe it is in theory possible. What I mean here is that in front end we do not handle it properly, because we are saying that it shouldn't contain. Well, we allow it to contain username and name. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand, but then I think the text should be different. The error text should be different.
No, because this is not done this is not done how it was supposed to be, right? It was supposed to not allow passwords that contain username, right? So we are not going to update the error message. We need to update the functionality.
No, but the button does allow containing the username.
It's not.
David, if you can see now, the username is testboy42 and the password contains the username in both cases, but it is different. So I'm just creating an account now.
Ezel, I know, I understand your point. I'm saying that it's wrong, simply, right? We have a mismatch between the error label and the functionality, and it needs to be unified. You can see that I did not create the account. I did it.
The point is, if we change, it will not be accepted in the backend. Is that what?
Just a minute.
1 minute, David.
Guys, what are we trying to do now? Because I can't understand it, to be honest. You see, the account does not get created because it contains the username, right? So backend even is rejecting it.
But David, while developing this, we were able to create an account, and Valipan checked it. We're sure about it.
I don't know. The implementation is wrong. right? Because it should not contain, well, it should not allow this password to go to pass because it contains username. That's it.
Let's check it offline and get back.
Yeah, I think that would be better because, well, as I said, well, well, simply, it's wrong. I have no other comments. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, honestly, but we need to fix that.
So I have updated my comment in the same story 1059. In that I have clearly mentioned that I was able to create an account only 123 and password as 123 or 123. So if both are same, it throws an error. But if unique now, it allowed me to.
Yeah, but okay, all right. Unique means that they are completely different. It can say so. Come on. Well, I did not get what you actually meant here by saying unique. Guys, well, you could read the error message. You could have asked me directly. It says that it shouldn't contain. Should it contain or it should be identical? Guys, well, okay. I think that we are making lots of fuss about one thing that just needs to be fixed.
Okay.
That's it.
Shall we move on?
PEMOB-827, the app asks the user to allow to display the app or apps. So basically, when we install this app, a pop-up will be shown that we need to allow it to use the app. Now it has been taken from this. That we need to install a new app to show it. Will it be okay or show it then?
Okay.
Will it be okay or do we need to show it?
No. It doesn't need to be. Well, I don't need a demo. I'm going to see it myself when I get the build. By the way, when I'm going to get the build with this latest version?
We'll upload it after the call.
We will upload it after the call, David.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We have one more bug to fix, right? You need to discuss that. Okay, only after that.
So fix confusing elements in unique view. So for this, we have asked and Nathan has said to have 8 pixel in the inside the view. So unit 1 was left oriented and the lesson will be 8 pixel inside it.
Okay, there's one more thing as you can see, but this is going to be a separate story. You can see that the colors changed slightly, right? So you can see that this above label, lesson 1, is darker than previously. But we're going to have a separate story for that in order to cover these. The only issue here in this implementation, I don't know when it happened, but you can see that between this call to action row and the rows, there is a space, there is a margin, right? A gray margin, and this one is not implemented. See?
About some dark side is coming. That's it. The space between them. So we should be in the. Okay, then that also will implement and say. And moving to 1099, when speed is playback is slowed down, the quality of the playback will deteriorate heavily.
Is it
possible for you to demo it to me? Just audio. I don't need to hear. I don't need to see it. I can just hear it.
We'll just play it down. Unit 1, page 11, exercise 3C.
Are you okay, Judy? Yes, I am.
David, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll move it to 0.5x.
Video. David, can you see the video?
Yeah, let me just get a focus on that. Okay, yeah.
I'm happy here in Seattle. Good. How are your classes? They're good. Elena and I are in the same journalism class.
Okay, thank you.
He's our teacher.
Okay, Valiapan.
That's all for the demo. That's all for the demo.
Okay, right, so let me see.
Regression bugs.
That has been addressed tomorrow itself. I need to update it.
You have a query in regression bug, right?
David, we have one clarification here. So when the user signs out, should we remove the default course or not?
When the user is signing out, remove all downloaded content. Oh, you mean if also the setting for the default course, right?
Yeah.
My question is why?
Yeah.
Because, well, we have never discussed it, so I'm wondering why you mentioned that.
Okay, we have a scenario over there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to share your screen? Okay. So it will share the screen now, David.
Yeah.
So now I'll just sign in. So now I'm in unit 2. So now when I sign out and go to my profile, this page will not be refreshed actually. So right now this should be showing a lock icon over here, but it's not. So this is the bug that Valiapan had reported. So when I come back and come inside the lesson, it will be updated. So
Okay, I see. Mm-hmm.
So when we remove the default course on sign out, this page won't be shown also. When the user comes in, it will be properly updated, and so this is why we thought of this. If that is not okay, we can also fix it by other ways.
Well, we could remove the default course. That would be okay, I think. User experience wise, because, well, if you're signing out, we want to remove all the settings. Yeah, it would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense. So we would go to my products at the top level, and you need to select startup level 1, and then again the default course will be set, even if the user is not signed in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay then.
So when we can finish it?
This week.
Finish it now itself, and meaning So before sending the bill, can we cover this bug and then send it to David? Just finish a high-level testing. He's almost done. So yeah, right. He can do a overall testing and then we can give it. Is it fine with you, Alipin? We can do a round of testing in one device and then we can send it to him. Okay. Anything else we want to cover for review? That's all from our end, David.
Okay. All right. So let me see. So let me share my screen now. Right. So this thing is a spillover handle a hide keyboard event. Username and password field. I would make it a spillover because of the contain thing. It's not, as I said, it's not a big deal, but honestly, I do not accept it. I'm moving it to in progress. Can I do that like that? I can't. View workflow. Reopen. Okay. Okay. And as for these not call to action rows, but where is it? These confusing elements in the UI. I can't see them. That's weird.
Call to action.
985.
985. Is it 985?
I don't have it. Let me see it in the backlog view.
1090.
Yeah, it should be 985 exactly. It's closed. But when I open it in active sprint view, I don't have it.
No, it's the first one, David. 985.
Oh, here. Okay. Okay. It's here. Okay. All right. Okay. So this one also needs to be fixed because of these margins, right?
You need more time. Fix it.
Okay, are you discussing it? Because I want to reopen it.
Okay,
1 minute.
we are going to give you.
Because, okay, to make it, okay, to let you know what I mean, is if you can manage, if you can fix these two, for example, this password not containing and containing, etc., and this one, by the end of today, I'm not going to reopen them. I'm going to close them and we're going to complete the sprint. The question is, it's up to you.
We can do it. We can do it.
Okay, all right. So I'm not reopening this one, and I'm closing this one as well. This contain password. Yes?
Yes, David.
Okay, are you sure that you will be able to provide me with this functionality before I receive the build?
It's 1059.
Okay.
That is the default course.
I'm talking about 1059.
1059 we can do it. And what is the other one?
And one more thing, the default course while sign up. That both.
That is a regression bug fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Shake's correction. That would take only 15 minutes. So 3 fixes will be done today, and Valyapan will do a higher level testing, and we can share the build with you today, David.
Okay, so I'm moving that to done as well. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I cannot do that. Edit. Why?
Yes.
How can I close this one? Ramkumar, could you close it? Do it for me.
I'm closing it, David.
Okay. Thank you.
Done.
Okay, all right. So I'm closing the sprint. And please fix 1059, 985, and this default course as well, so that there are no regression bugs. We are done. Okay?
Yes, David.
Okay. All right. Okay, could we have a 2-minute break before we proceed with the...
Yeah, fine.
Do we want to have a retro right now?
No, why? Why no?
Because there's lunch waiting for you.
Yes.
Okay, Gautam is not here today, so let's have it tomorrow. You can have it right. But David will not be available tomorrow, I guess.
I will be available tomorrow, but well, it might be slightly difficult for me to join you for the review for the retro. So, well, if you can do it without me, then it's fine. Then I don't mind it.
Okay, David. Else we'll have it at the end of next sprint. That would have 4 weeks of information.
Okay, I think that would be fair as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's have 2 minutes break and let's meet in a while.
Sure, David.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, we are ready, David.
Okay. All right, so let me share my screen again. I'm gonna, yeah. So here we have the things. Many of them were discussed yesterday. So the first one is how to hide keyboard event. So this is the one that, well, is a spillover. So I think there's nothing else to add to it. Arek is going to start fixing it when, okay, just because my wife is pinging me all the time. Okay. So Arek is going to jump to that as soon as he fixes the more higher priority thing. Then we have, as a business owner, I want the app to check if the user still has access to a particular product. I could see your comment to Camille. Well, I think that you can update the estimate when you receive a response, right? I don't think, well, as far as I know, there's no endpoint that on the basis of which you know what the expiry date of the product is. I don't think there is one. However, there are fields in the responses that you get that give you this data. Let me see. But this is just my assumption. Let me see what responses you are getting for different things. Okay, backend endpoints. Is this the one? Product. Get user data, no, get user products. Oh, here it is. You see? In get user products, you get product ID, expired, false. Expiration date, here it is.
Yes, but we just want a confirmation from Kamal that we can.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It should be confirmed with Kamil, absolutely. But it's there, right? Probably. Okay, so I was wrong because I thought that there was no date provided, but it seems that there is a date, right? So, well, just confirm it with Kamil that this is the one that you should use.
Okay, then.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's go back. So can we estimate it right now? Or you are going to update the estimation when you receive a confirmation from Camille?
Update when we receive Kamal's response.
Okay, we'll get back to you on that.
Okay. But I'm putting that in the sprint.
Okay.
Okay. Add support for all languages determined by the business. So this one is 5 points.
Assign it, please.
Oh, yeah. That's also important. Assignee is Valip, who was supposed to check if I think all the strings were there or something like that, as far as I remember.
It's for Mahadev.
And by the way, Maha, I got a bunch. There are about 20 new strings that will also need to be translated. We're going to submit them for translation on tomorrow at the latest, and I will ask Gerald to send you these as soon as he receives them, right? Because I'm going to be on leave, so Gerald is going to send you these. So when he sends them to you, just put them in the ticket so that there is a trace of that, and that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Timeout handlers for backend calls. This is, of course, our backend ninja. Is that correct? Backend ninja Rocky.
Ram Kumar.
Ram Kumar.
Okay. And fixed version is going to be 1.0.1. Okay. For long paragraph transcript, the focus is set to the ending point, so the first line is not visible as it is scrolling continuously. I think I added yet another example, right, that I received from the stakeholders. But there is one issue. There's one issue. You cannot rely on these examples, unfortunately, it seems. They screwed things. Let me tell you why. Because of the bugs, they decided not to include transcripts in the first release of the app. They decided to have just audio files. And the issue is that we do not have these examples currently in prod. So what I'm going to do then is I need to put them in another product, okay? I'm going to let you know what it is going to be. Let me just write it as an action point.
You want the issue to be opened in a new screen.
I'm going to do that on staging. So I'm going to create a product, and I'm going to put where it is, where these examples are, so that you can easily use them, right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna put these two in a product, in one of the products in staging, and I'm gonna let you know where it is. Okay?
I think it's already. I think this is already in staging.
I don't think so. I don't think so, but maybe it is there. Let me see. The product is there, but I don't think these examples are in staging. I did not upload them.
Okay, if not, he will add it. That's fine, David.
Okay.
So, who is going to work on this? Who will take this issue? Eril. Eril down.
Okay. Aziz, I want to tap a transcript entry to hear it plays, to easily navigate the transcript.
Eril, this is also for you.
Yes.
1107. Eril, it's already there. Okay. Really? Okay. So 8901 is also for Eril.
But this is the spike, so I'm removing the estimate, right?
Yes, David.
Audio video progress bar is not going just to the starting point after completing and not able to play it again.
Eril again.
Okay. All right. As a user, I want to have a chance to remove downloaded content when TOC gets updated. Okay, this one was added yesterday. We did not discuss it at our session. So let me tell you what it is. When the user opens the app and we figure out that there is a new version of the TOC, right? This was implemented by Ramkumar a sprint or two ago. We should update it using existing mechanisms, right? So we update the TOC in a normal way. However, we should additionally display a pop-up to the user as in the mockup. Here is the mockup. So we are going to ask the user, because when Ramkumar implemented it, we leave all the downloaded content as it is. But it caused many issues, as I told you a few days ago, with our testing. So the idea was that we're going to ask the user, we're going to inform the user that content you have previously downloaded has been updated by the publisher and is available now to download. And you can, well, no, we need to change it because it cannot be available now to download. So we can either, we need to change this text because we need to either remove, we're going to add the, let the user decide. I want to remove downloaded content for this product and they will be able to download it again. Or we are going to just, if they say cancel, I don't want to download, I don't want to have the latest version, we're just going to leave it as is in the downloaded versions. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm getting, but I'm having some clarification by the way.
Yep.
Okay, so just consider a scenario, just user sets for default course and user is opening the app again. That time we are checking and we'll be showing the pop-up if update is available, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what will happen if we give update to the remove download content? Is there any change on that?
I'm sorry. Could you? I'm sorry. Could you start from scratch? Yeah, again.
Okay, so user just set the default course and kills the app, and he is opening the app again. Now we will be just consider TOC update is there, and we will be showing the pop-up that is content updated, and inside the alert pop-up will be show later or update something. So if we press on update, what are the things we need to consider?
Okay, so it's not going to be like, okay, so I had it in my description, I removed it when we were during the review because I thought that the mockup was correct. So what we're going to show to the user is not going to be update or anything, but we're going to tell the user, okay, this product has been updated. In order to get these updates, you need to download, you need to remove and download the content in order to, I don't know, to access it, to access the latest version. And if the user says, yes, I want to remove the content, we're going to remove the content. If the user says cancel or not or later, we are doing nothing with the content. We leave it as is, just the TOC gets updated.
Okay, and yeah, sorry, and before this, David, just see, while the, okay, consider the scenario, user sets for default course and kills the app. See, the current scenario, what we have implemented is while opening the app itself, that is while animation is going on, we have just checked whether manifest update is there or TOC update is there or not. But in this case, we need to just display the page. After that, only we can make a check the way.
And why? I don't understand why you first need to display the page in order to display the pop-up. I don't understand it. Okay, so let me. Okay, I think I understand. So we open the app. The user kills the app, opens it again. We do the check if the manifest file has updated, if the product file, if the TOC got updated, and we just display it as usual. But we need to detect that, okay, this TOC has updated. We display it in the new version, but then we display the pop-up. That's it. That's how we would need to do that.
Oh, no, just on that. Just on that.
Okay.
So what the is asking is, we need to show the proper tag here, updated it. If the user give update, then we need to refer the user. See this pop-up. Okay, see this pop-up is we have to show in the TOC page itself. But the current implementation, what we have done is in the splash itself, we will be replacing there. So that's what I'm asking. After we display the old content on the screen, we need to check approve. That's fine. That's my query.
Can display because background the old one is there. Then what do you do? So then
But we are updating first.
we have to argue with
This week it all. You choose
See, we can show that it will be like process. In demo, we need to, that is, that page is displayed.
again splash screen. It can again. How many times? What?
That's not an issue.
You can make
But the thing is, the component did not only we can take this. Because after the screen, that is screen is rendered, then we need to check it. Is that fine? That's not very good.
But it's a rework. We can do it, but it's a
No, is that fine? If we do that in one.
we
Okay,
know
what
that
about download content?
Yeah, that thing we have some problem. What it is? We will go to some other tab. And if we come to home
again TOC.
again if TOC is updated, it will show the problem.
Yes.
So that is one thing. That's why we test everything.
If you couldn't remove the program,
No, it will
only if you go back and come if you did not remove the program.
even if you enter into activity and come back, the job will be gone.
It will be called. So if you place that in will mount, it will be some problem. Before enter will mount will be called. So that's what I'm asking. Not 80 places. No problem.
You can remove the program. Page is under the question.
That's why even if you go to activity and come back here, it will be gone.
See, this is only for TOC updated manifesto.
TOC.
Open zero. The user opens that and we figure out that there is a new version of TOC. We should update it using existing content. However, we should additionally display the proper to the user in the markup. So then user tabs on button community content. Okay. Clothes should be restored. Okay. When the content is being removed, we should display the proper. But when the user remove the content from the placement, the same process should happen when we fetch the latest version of TOC. The remote download the product from the remote download
On the storage scope, additionally, we will show the pop-up asking for the user, content is updated, we need to remove the old download content.
Not only the download content,
See,
we should update it.
the existing but as I remove downloaded, so is okay.
We remove the download content.
David?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thanks for holding. David, so we just had a discussion, and so you mentioned that the TOC should be updated as per the existing mechanism. So does that mean that we should only show the pop-up for removing the download contents, and the TOC will be updated as usual right now? How it is?
Yes, exactly. So we are not changing anything except for the fact that we automatically give the user the capability to remove all the downloaded content.
Okay. So when the user can you open David, can you go to the Zeppelin link?
Yep. As I said, this text is not correct, is incorrect, right? I put a comment to Nathan. Unfortunately, the functionality is slightly different. The user will be informed they need to remove content and download the activities again. It cannot be done automatically. We can automatically only remove downloaded content. This text is thus slightly off, right?
So when the user clicks update, we will remove all the downloaded content, right?
Correct. Yeah, and they will need to download them again manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, if the user taps on update, we'll be showing the remove download content pop-up.
So the pop-up and
for this course alone, we'll be removing.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. Exactly.
For this, if it is Epic level 1, only for that level 1.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. One more scenario. See what happens if TOC is updated and downloaded content in the current scenario.
That's what that download content only you have to remove. See, the TOC is updated, but the user has already downloaded some units. Those units
you asking about the icons. That is previously how it was. If TOC is updated, we'll be showing. We'll be considering it as a fresh download. So we'll show the download icon, right? Previously. No, that's what I'm asking here.
Download content we did not.
No, let's consider in this unit 1 I have downloaded one lesson. Throw the icon. Now user clicks the app and TOC is updated. That time you will show icon or not.
It will be shown as downloaded. Okay. Because the ID.
So I don't want to do that at all. This pop-up functionality alone.
When the user is update, we need to remove all the downloaded units for that.
Okay. See, clarify. So now user clicks the app, TOC is updated. So after see, when he opens app, we will be showing this page, the updated one.
That is updated.
That's what I'm
updated.
Yeah.
That update is actually what you've done earlier.
That was fine.
You need to test it. So these things you need to show this.
Okay.
When it is updated, we need to know it is updated and show this.
So later, as if user clicks on later, I need to dismiss the pop-up and don't want to do anything. If user clicks update, I will remove the downloaded contents for the TOC, refresh the TOC. Okay.
If the user clicks on later, should we show the pop-up later sometime after some time?
No.
We don't need to know anything.
No. Actually, let me show you what let me show you what I thought this text would say when I created the story. History, no. Yeah, here it is. Description. I want to make it, the product has been updated. In order to get access to the latest content, you need to remove the downloaded packages and download them again. Would you like to remove the downloaded items now? Right? And that was it. That was it. So well, I even thought that they would. I thought that I would put a comment that they can do that in my profile, but I decided not to do that. But it's the only chance you have. When you open it, it got updated. It's the only chance you can remove just this particular product. Maybe we're going to expand this remove downloaded content feature in the future, but not now. Currently, it's the only chance, and then you need to remove all downloaded content in my profile.
Okay. Okay then. Okay, but David, so one more thing. So who will update the TOC and how can you check it out if you went for application?
Oh.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Who will update TOC so that I can check it out? We don't have access.
For testing purpose, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Okay, so I'll give you access to the TOC. I need to give you access to testing that then in staging.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only way we can do that. Yeah, because, well, there are people who could do that for you, but they work in the US, which I don't think is going to be very productive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna create a story. Well, not a story, an action point for myself.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna send you an email in which I'm going to describe all the steps that you need to take in order to update a TOC. It's not gonna be trivial, but it's not gonna be very difficult.
Okay. Okay.
The toughest part is going to be that you will need to create a request to the server, because in order to upload a TOC into staging in PEP, you need to do it using a request directly to the server. It should not be a problem for you, but it is somehow counterintuitive, let's say.
Okay. Okay.
But there's one final piece of that story. Please also take this into account. That the same process should happen when we fetch the latest version of the TOC when entering a product from the products list. Right? So let's assume that I enter startup level 1, then I go back, I open startup level 2, then I go back, I enter startup level 1. Okay?
Okay.
So startup level 1 is my default course.
Okay.
Then someone in the server updates the TOC for startup level 2. Right? I'm still in startup level 1. And I go back from startup level 1 and open startup level 2.
Okay.
And if there is an update to that TOC and I have downloaded any content, we should also see this pop up.
No, David. So here is the query. See, each and every time when he kills the app, only we can able the current implementation. When the user kills the app, that time only we are checking, right? That too in default course whether the TOC is updated or not. Yeah, the scenario you're telling, it won't be. Yeah, it is not yet implemented. That is, for an example, I'm in startup level 1. Now I'm going to startup level 2. So that time, if TOC is updated, it won't get refreshed.
Yes, but if you go from startup level 1 to startup level 2, you always fetch the latest TOC, right?
Yes.
Exactly, right? So we do not need to do any changes to the implementation as for that. The other thing is that we need to detect that there were some files downloaded, but there was a change to the version of the TOC.
No, but the thing is, if internet is this scenario will be only applicable when internet is on, right? That is.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That scenario is actually. In that case, we'll take it as a separate story for that. Is that fine, David? We'll take it as a separate story for that.
Yeah, we could, because this is going to be slightly more complicated, I believe.
Yes, David. So, do you want that too? That is, I'm going. I'm in startup level 1. So now going back to series page and tapping on startup level 2. That time, if you got an update, we need to show the pop-up again. So that is the scenario, right?
The scenario is, I'm in startup level 1 is my default course. I pick startup level 2 instead. It becomes my default course, of course, then. Okay. And I'm automatically find out that, okay, there was an update to the TOC while you have downloaded certain items. So do you want to remove downloaded content now and re-download everything? Or you leave it as is? That would be the scenario.
But here one query, David. In that case, if nothing is downloaded in startup level 2, do we need to show the pop-up?
No.
Okay, if something is downloaded on that course, we need to show the pop-up asking for the user. That's
Yes, exactly.
okay, David. Yeah. So that scenario alone will take it as a separate story. Is that fine, David?
Okay, we will. I'm going to put a comment here that when the user figure out that there's a new version of the TOC and the user has downloaded any content for that product, right? Because it doesn't really make sense if we update the TOC, but the user has not downloaded any content, then it doesn't really make sense to display that pop-up, right? So I put this additional condition here, right? We should update it using existing mechanisms. However, we should additionally display a pop-up to the user as in the mockup, right?
Yeah, David, just one thing, can you open the mockup?
Here we are.
Okay, so this is pop-up, right? It's like we'll be blocking the UI, or what else, David?
Yes.
That is that black screen we need to show. After that is a transparent black screen. Then on top of it, we'll be showing this alert pop-up, right?
Wait. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So it seems that Nathan misunderstood what I meant previously. We should not inflict that on users. Okay, so it seems that I need to discuss it offline with Nathan, right? Okay, but anyway, let's. Okay, so I'm back with you. Okay, could you repeat your question? Sorry.
That is the pop-up will be showing like what we showing in signing in, signing out. Likewise only, right, David?
Yeah, so removing content or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so this is it. So I'm gonna create a new story.
Okay.
David, it is not a mandatory update, right? It is not a mandatory update, right? So if the user taps on later,
we'll just dismiss
and the old content will be shown to the user. Okay.
No. The thing is, we won't remove the downloaded content.
No. What I'm asking is, there is two pop-up. The pop-up there is two buttons, later and update.
Yeah.
So if I tap on later,
that's what. If we give an update, we'll be remove the downloaded
content. I
understand.
What I'm asking is later.
Later, we won't remove anything. That's it.
So the old content will be
inside your
the same unlocked course will be available for me. So then, what is the need of updating? That's all. David, we can keep it as a mandatory update, right?
You can keep it as what?
So if the user taps on later, as Ram said, the old content will be given to the user. So all the time if he gives the letter,
you misunderstood. See, the thing is, you have TOC. You have TOC. See, I have downloaded lesson 1 and lesson 2. Now user kills that time I got TOC update. So now I'll be showing the new TOC update. Okay, you misunderstood. Right?
Yeah, that's understood.
Yeah.
Okay, can we estimate it? Because I believe that even though I'm going to do that offline with Nathan, we are still going to cover that in the next sprint. Because, well, I heard so many voices asking for that I don't understand why Nathan is suddenly objecting to that right now. He misunderstood my words, so we need to just clarify it. I hope I will be able to convince him.
We have model okay. Okay, three for each story though.
Okay. All right, so you're already estimating the second one. Okay. I could not put any description here, right? Because well, I was just writing. So I'm gonna add the description after the call. Okay.
Yeah.
Using. And both are for Ramkumar, right?
Yeah.
Right, just let me add an additional action point for myself. Okay. All right. User not able to play audio and video files once it is completed the first time. I'm wondering if this is a duplicate of 877?
Yes. Yes. 877 and
910.
yes, both are same.
Yes, David.
They are duplicate.
Okay. So I'm closing this one.
He's closing 910.
Okay. All right. Investigate accessibility APIs for React Native. Right.
You can discuss everything later.
Okay, we will discuss on the assignee later, David, but we can put it into the sprint anyways.
Okay. And analyze capability, workload, and workflow for fixing accessibility issues. I put a link to these here. We must take the results of PEMOB-25, so the spike, and assess against the audit results from Divya in order to determine if all the issues reported in the audit can be covered. After the evaluation is done, please estimate how much time fixing the issues could take and what would be the preferred way to cover it. On the go, a special ticket for that, a whole sprint dedicated to fixing these issues, etc. Right? So that we can discuss it then and decide which route is going to be the best.
Okay. This is also related to the accessibility audit. Okay. Okay, fine. We can take it and let's decide the assignee later, David.
Okay. All right. As a user, I want to see the same stage of the download process in the unit and lesson view so that I can monitor it. This is the sub bug, right, of canceling the download on iOS.
Assignee. We have already estimated as 5.
No, did that. This is for the same downloads progress.
Okay.
And
Yes.
it was pending because the cancel was not working properly. So
98
I can
93 bug ID 93.
in that case you can close if that's a separate bug for it.
That we can close on this we can close it. Yeah, we can have
938. Let me check.
98.
98 or 983? It's really, I mean, it's
This is
It's actually related to that.
That we can close and this we can open.
okay.
Sorry.
That is
I think we have linked that. No. Yes. It has been created as a sub bug. That's why it's unable to close 731. Only pending thing is this only.
So we can take it as a separate bug and we can close it so we can have the same stage table.
Same
stage of 7.
That is taken out from the design. It's not this has been taken out
Okay,
from
but the thing is, in that case, you will have
change.
to delete it and create it as a separate.
Yes.
You cannot. You'll have to create it as a new issue, new bug.
Duplicate it.
That would be best, honestly. That would be best.
1 minute, Devin. You're checking on that. Yes.
Same thing.
Same.
We can create
Even if you duplicate, the type will be the same. So it's better to create it as a new one. Can you do it offline? Okay. David, let's move on. Meantime, Valiappan will create it as a new bug and we can close 731.
Yeah, that would be best because I always need to remember what this thing is all about. So it would be better to just have a separate bug for that. Goodie. If the user backward for some video transcript is not highlighting the correct voice output.
(1057) transcript.
Okay,
5 points. 5 points. 2 points. Okay, 1057, 2 points, and it's for L.
Okay. All right, then we have Aziz I1 download progress indicator to move smoothly. All right, tapping the cloud icon should result in immediate progress indicator circle, but there is a time lag, the delayed circle that indicates about 20 to 30%, and then quits, disappears. It happens often in main lessons. For career view, the progress never shows 100%.
Download progress indicated to move smoothly. Theme.
Maybe we are going to touch down the
Assignee. Story points. Or spike.
Anything for downloads already?
In the backlog itself. 1009.
It's free.
The agreement is going properly.
Here it's mentioned often in KDM.
You can take it, but can we take this spec? So the same code is used for developing agreement.
Or other courses.
Other courses is
Then can you try it out as a spike?
Yeah.
Assignee?
Why is Ramkumar set automatically? I don't know. There's a bug in this Jira, I think.
Assignee is Ram.
No, it's not by default. Previously, it was Ezel. There's a bug that when I'm editing one ticket from another one, right, there's some mismatch between these. And it automatically sets somebody who was in the previous ticket, I think. Look, if I go here, I open, here is Ezel. I go here.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, but well, for some reason, Ramkumar was added here. Okay, guys, because I have 3 minutes, I need to go for another call. So who's going to be the assignee? I need to stop.
Is it going to be Ram or Yerdal or somebody else? Gautam. It's Spike. Yerdal.
Ezel, okay, but look, I lost my progress with the sprint. Oh, is that? Oof. Okay, so it is going to be Ezel. Okay. All right, so let's stop here. Let's continue tomorrow, I think.
Okay, David.
Yeah, because I must dash for another call, and I actually don't have any chance of having another call afterwards. So let's continue tomorrow, which is going to be difficult. So how about having our call, our Scrum call? Let's cancel the Scrum tomorrow maybe, and let's start at 7:30. What do you think? Is it possible?
Yes, David.
Okay. All right. So let's start at 7:30. So 30 minutes before the Scrum, and let's do it. I will need to add another story because I got the statistics, and it seems that Android 5 is pretty significant, as you can see, because 5% of mail, 3% to, well, more than 10% of users of mail use it on iOS, on Android 5. There are also 4.4. So we're going to need to have a story in which we're going to analyze how far we can go back. All right, guys, I must dash. See you tomorrow then.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.